AMD has started killing off the old king, the RX580, by discontinuing performance driver support for it. What consequence, if any, has this had? So in 2024 we're building a 4th gen system for $400 to try to find out. Our motherboard is the Asus B85M-G micro-ATX. The CPU is the i7-4790, top of the line for 4th gen, and I think it's a very good companion for our GPU. Well, you got what I believe is a stock Intel cooler for it. We got 4 sticks giving us 16 gigabytes of DDR3 1600 MHz Corsair Vengeance RAM. It's going to be perfect for this kind of budget setup. The cooling plate on our cooler is round, so we're going with a P shape this time for our cooling paste. For our case, we've gone for the Asus Prime AP201 micro-ATX in black. I've built in the Asus Prime AP201 before in the white version, and these here cases, they're an absolute dream to build in. Side covers just snap off. So this is where the PSU goes, inside this cage here. Where's Vader? Oh, there he is. The PSU is the Corsair CX550M semi-modular. It will be ample for this build, trust me. This is an intake fan, and we will be pointing that out of the cabinet in the front here. And the PSU cage simply slots in here. And it's held on by these hooks. And since we're not mounting any AIO here, I think I want to bring it a little bit higher if I can. To there, the highest position for it. The I/O shield, which can sometimes be a little bit of a hassle getting in. It's time to drop in the motherboard. I put the I/O shield in the wrong way. Fixed. So I like to lubricate the connectors with a little bit of electronics spray. This is a CRC electronics cleaner. But don't take my word for it, I won't fry your mobo. This is a 4-pin connector, I had to split it. You know, filming this without showing you only such riveting content as the back of my head would be a little bit difficult. So I've connected all the small things here. This is the front panel audio. We got the power switch and the power LED, USB 3 and ATX of course, CPU here. The chassis fan is down here. And I turned the fan 90 degrees for the cable to exit closer to the header there. And before we drop in the GPU now, I'll connect up the SATA cable so that I don't have to fiddle in behind here afterwards. So it's finally time for our GPU, guys. Our GPU, of course, is the Gigabyte RX580 8GB. This is like the star of the show. And it's the Wi-Fi adapter. It's the Asus PCIe AC68. And luckily it seems like we have ample space to get this in here. My last build I kind of had to muscle away the front panel audio a bit to get the adapter to fit. This card is a Wi-Fi 5 card. It maxes out my fiber line, so it's quick enough. The only downside to it is that it doesn't have Bluetooth. Yeah. For storage, we're going for the Kingston A400 960GB 2.5-inch SSD. It's mounted on this plate here. I really like the fact that you can take these off because it makes it so easy to connect them to the power and SATA. And sometimes it's a real hassle, the fact that some of these SATA cables, or most of them actually, they are connected on the sides like this instead of the back. So before we go crazy with the cable tidying, let's just quickly connect this up and see that it posts. Well, it's alive. It's a power cycle. It's another power cycle, we don't like that. So it's just power cycling. This is bad. Right, so I took out 2 of the RAM sticks. And now we have post. I may need to change them, or I'll take a look at the settings here. I'll report back to you. I put in 2x8, so 16 gigs of 1866 MHz DDR3 RAM. Right, let's do some cable tidying. I'll catch you on the flip side. So I'll close this up, I'll install Windows, and I'll get back to you. Cyberpunk. Here we are in Watson, just outside the mega building, doing our normal lap, and at 1080p high preset we got a steady average above 30 FPS. On the low preset with FSR set to quality, we managed a steady 60 plus average FPS. And we managed to get Johnny O here by the hot dog stand. Hogwarts. And here we are in Hogsmeade. A stable 30 plus FPS at 1080p with ultra presets. To get a steady 60 plus FPS, low presets did the trick. Palworld. In my somewhat neglected base here, the high presets gave us a stable FPS above 30. On the very low presets, we managed a stable average well above 60. Starfield. In New Atlantis at 1080p with the low preset, we got a stable average above 30 FPS.
Sergeant Yumi's looking for reliable people to help the guard. Contact him if you're interested. We'd all appreciate it. Okay, no bounty.
FSR2 did absolutely nothing for the FPS, perhaps a little better frame time, but the game just looked a lot worse.
I can assure you this unprovoked attack on a united...
The well's been having brownouts all the time. Mast finally sent someone down there, but...
AMD has not discontinued driver support for this card, but they have stopped optimizing performance for it. At the time of making this video, it is still a fantastic value card for budget gaming. How much the performance will drop off in newer AAA titles, only time will tell. But with the massive popularity in handheld gaming, I believe that the old kings, the RX580 and the GTX 1060 still has a lot of life left. What do you guys think? Anyway, make sure to do the usual YouTube things and I'll catch you in the next one.